Hi, I'm Dr. Dwight Turner. This is Being the Other. Let's get started. Hi, welcome back to Being the Other. As always, it's a pleasure to produce these vlogs for yourselves on aspects of difference and otherness. I thought on this occasion, I would do something which is probably more in line with my trade. I'm a psychotherapist, for those who know or who don't know. And I work at a centre in London, seeing my clients over there and so on. And one of the aspects of psychotherapy that has always intrigued me is the notion of individuation. Now, this is a term coined by Carl Jung, although it's been used by various others along the way as well. And it's about becoming more one's own self in the world, ultimately. Now, individuation is often posed as something we do in our advanced years, say in our middle age and moving onwards, and yet really at its core, we're always individuating. We're always separating out from certain groups to be more authentic within ourselves, because that's what individuation actually means. Often we come into life, we're conditioned to fit into certain ways of being, be it how it's supposed to be as a man, or as a woman, or as somebody who's black. We take on scripts about how we're meant to be in order to fit into society. What this actually means is we're not really truly being authentic, one could argue. How I am as a person of color, as a black man, now is very different to how it would have been when I was in my 20s and how I was told to be by my parents, by my peers, whatever it might be, for example. Now, one of the interesting things about individuation, especially in a Western society, is it's often posited as something which one can do through working with the shadow. Now, I've already talked in previous casts about how the shadow is often the other. So think of it this way, the aspects of ourselves that we've had to put down to one side not to fit into society, we'll often see reflected back to us by the other. Make sense so far? Good, I hope so. If not, replay the part again and we'll come back to this point again. The important part about individuation, though, is any path of individuation has to flow through the other. So whatever it is, you, who's on a path of individuation, who's working with your own shadow, whatever it might be, might say about difference and diversity. If you're saying, well, okay, I'm working towards being true to myself, and you ignore or you prejudice towards or you're racist against, whatever it might be, the other, that's your path made out for you. That's the yellow brick road towards individuation rolled out right in front of you. If you ignore that, then can you really say that you're individuating? Or are you avoiding the path that's laid out for you? I'm going to leave it as a question. It's a question there really for yourselves. Because what often happens is people will do the inner work. They'll look at their dreams and they'll look at their psychology and whatever else. They'll do their therapy and so on. And yet the internal and the external are not divorced from one another. They interact with each other all the time. So if I see something in the external world which I don't like, I have a duty, if I'm on this path, to look at what that means for me. This is important to recognize when we talk about individuation. You can't individuate unless you're willing to work with your experiences of the other. Well, I'm going to leave that one there for this week. As always, it's a pleasure to talk to yourself and produce these brief casts. If you have any comments or anything you want to say, please do send them through to me, either here on YouTube, on Twitter, follow me there under the Being the Other, or on Facebook under Being the Other as well. Always a pleasure to work with yourselves. Take good care. See you soon. Bye-bye.